It's been a very long time since I've actually uploaded a video to my own YouTube channel, and it's about time that changed. So today, we have the finals from the EGL Conquest Open Cup from earlier on this afternoon. It was a great set of matches in the finals. Aside from a very early initial, my voice just having a wonky moment where I didn't know what the hell was going on, but it resolved itself after a couple seconds, so it went on smoothly after that. It's a good set of matches, guys. I hope you enjoy. Alright guys, it took a little bit, but we are finally here. The finals with the not reset picks and bans of the EGL Smite Conquest Open Cup. Moon Baddies facing off against Team Overkill in this best of 3 match. Team Overkill have shown their dominance time and time again today so far on stream. We'll see if they can do it a 4th and possibly 5th time. Or if Moon Baddies, try that one more time. My throat apparently... What? Words? Okay, there we go. That was weird. Moon Baddies, if they can ruin that day, throw a wrench in the plan of Team Overkill and turn this series on its head. Team Overkill's done pretty well. We'll see what ends up happening here. Bans are beginning to come out right now. Sylvanas going to be ban number 1, immediately answering back with the Ao Kuang. Not really too surprising. Nox back on the other side. At least she's getting picked or banned. It was very unusual seeing her sneak through not once, but twice in a row. Thor, once again, being banned out by Team Overkill. They really do not want to play against him. And they haven't been picking him up themselves. Although, you might notice somebody missing from that banning phase. You will, however, not be missing her here in just a moment. No, wait, damn it. Cirquette. Insta-locked, first pick, made it through picks and bans. Why the hell not? She could completely ruin the day Team Overkill if she can get going. We'll see what they can look to do with that. Apollo Athena once again locked in. Doherty has just been on fire with that pick. Was it him who did the Shibalanke earlier on? I don't remember. But he is definitely at home on that Apollo. And with that Athena to back him up, Jacob has been getting him set up early on in these games. And if they can keep that trend going, they might already have this game in the bag. Geb locked in. Yanis getting hovered over on the other side. There's some big play opportunity. We saw some pretty good rotations earlier on with Yanis using that through space and time, not just to escape, not just to set up a, what am I trying to go for? Not just to go across the map and get somebody out of the map. What am I trying to say? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Not just use it to let somebody escape a bad gank. They were using it actively to try and set up plays for themselves. Let's fire it over to the right lane and look for a kill. Let's use it to rotate over to do lane and look for a kill as a team. And it worked out reasonably well. Agni was just locked in by Team Overkill for the final pick of banning phase 1. Still an AD carry to be picked up by Moon Baddies as well as a solo laner. We'll see what they end up banning out here. Did not actually look up any of these guys on Moon Baddies. I'm not sure what they've been playing so far today. Looks like they're going to ban out the on her. And it leaves one more ban for Moon Bandits. Moon Bandit and Moon Baddies is going to be throwing me off this entire game. Moon Baddies. We just saw them KVM. We'll switch the name on the stream. Moon Baddies. Hunbats. We have seen Crimson on him a couple times today. Hunbats has been a pretty highly contested pick. I think every single game on stream so far, aside from this one, has seen a Hunbats. So he's been a pick that people have been going for. This leaves Team Overkill to pick one before we move on to the last couple picks of this match. They still need a jungler. They still need a solo laner. Could be a jungle Athena. I don't expect it, unfortunately. It works. It works reasonably well. They're going to look to pick up Tyr. They played this earlier as well, I think. Or was it against them? Nevertheless, Tyr, since they changed his power cleave slightly, the first hit heals twice, so he gets a little bit more healing just in general off of the back of that one. Hell being hovered over. This is an interesting one. Hell really doesn't see a lot of play. She was buffed a few patches back and still didn't see a whole lot of play. When she now changes stances, she can continue auto-attacking. This stance change cooldown on her abilities is now shorter. She can look to combo out much more quickly. Rom getting hovered over. There's some switches coming out. Hell is now Hercules. Now they're kind of next to each other. Maybe just a misclick. Rom is now Cupid, and Cupid is now back to Rom. And, you know, the hovering, it takes a second to actually update this stuff. And sometimes I don't have time to before they switch on back. Rom's going to get locked in. Makes a little more sense, to be honest, than the Cupid. Hercules locked in as well. This comes down to Team Overkill to pick themselves up either their jungler or solo lane. I expect the solo lane Tyr Yeah, maybe jungle tiers thing. I don't expect that quite so much. Nemesis is still available. We've seen Crimson on Nemesis quite a few times today. I wouldn't be surprised to see that one more time. Look at the team compositions, though. I don't know. Nemesis might not work quite as well. Serket doesn't really care about the slows too much. Giannis, all he has to do is get near a wall. Hercules, always Hercules. Same thing with Geb. And Rom, again, has the Rolling Assault and the Stone Shields from Geb onto anybody, potentially just removing those slows straight off. So Nemesis might not be the best pickup in the world, just in that regards. But slows in general might not be off the table. Osiris getting hovered over and locked in. The question is going to be, will they send him solo lane, or will it be a jungle Osiris? And right now, with these picks, assuming they don't switch up one more time, they will. It's going to be jungle tier solo lane Osiris. Guys are on the Osiris once again with tier in the jungle. This could be interesting. The combinations for setting up of ganks off tier can be pretty effective if they can get it set up properly. I, for one, suck at that whole Blink Fearless combo thing, and it just doesn't work for me. So I suck at tier. Not good with them at all. Other people tend to be better at the game, so they do like combos with tier that tend to actually work. So looking at these team compositions overall, apparently I have the timer on the screen. I really need to get that integrated into the client itself so it's not ticking down. Nevertheless, while I'm talking, it's clearly obviously not relying on the timer. Whatever. Looking at these team compositions as a whole, solo lane probably going to be an island. I want to see these early game invades onto Hercules to steal away his mana buff. Tier Osiris, again, a very strong level 1 fight. Serket Hercules, fairly strong as well. Serket, though, is a little squishy. She could be a vulnerable target to look for a pick. We'll see how this all pans out, though, guys. The anti-ghost timer is ticking down. About 3 minutes left on that one. We'll be back in just a little bit with the game itself. Stick around. It should be a good one. Apologies for the delay, guys. We're into game number 1 of the finals. Moon Baddies facing off against Team Overkill. Hoping for a good game, because on the left side, the spectator wearing the blue trunks defending that Titan of Order. We do have Fujars, 1-11-0, some numbers. Felixo as the support, the AD carry, Rom, not the support. Camel in the mid lane as Giannis. Sozaj in the solo lane as Hercules. And funny, Rudos in the jungle as Serket. We'll see if that one pays off. Team Overkill might have kind of screwed them over in the picks and pans phase, possibly, but we'll see if they can continue to defend that Titan of Chaos with their support player, Jacob HL as Athena once again, the Dirty 98 as that AD carry Apollo. We'll see if he gets off to that Reign of Terror again this time. Panface one in the mid lane as Agni. Geysorn once more on the solo lane, Osiris, and finally Crimson in the jungle as Tyr. So early on, I really want to see these early invades onto the Hercules steal by that mana buff. The problem is, right now Hercules and Serket both have the Hand of the Gods and Rage of the Gods in case of Rudos. It's going to be very difficult to steal that one away. They have, I'd say, the better overall level 1 fight, but the question is going to come down to, are they going to go for it? Hercules without a mana buff in lane, especially up against an Osiris, is essentially a dead lane as far as Hercules is concerned. He can use like 5-6 abilities realistically before it's really starting to hurt for mana. And it looks like Moon Baddies are actually going to go for the invade instead. This could end badly for Team Overkill. The attack speed buff is still up and available. They will have just caught vision of this, I do believe. Will they get there in time? Will they be able to contest this? Double Hand of the Gods come down. That is no mana buff for the Osiris in the lane. Kind of strolling by her. Like, hey, what's going on? There's the Fearless under the tower. That's a second tower shot onto Rudos. If they could close that gap, get one more bit of poke out, they could find First Blood. Earthbreaker not going to connect. Spirit flows off cooldown in just 1 second. Are they going to drop it down? Yes, going to find damage. Not enough. That potion was ticking away. Rudos going to be forced off in the jungle early, looking to go ahead and get some health back off that Bumba's Mass passive. Crimson is giving chase. If he gets there first, they could look to steal, look to fight this one out. They can look to steal away this mana buff. Tyr still has his Hand of the Gods. They can secure it quite easily. Are they going to go for it? Are they going to get Osiris that mana buff himself over in a dual lane right now? Moon Baddies are forcing the wave back to the Team Overkill side of the map. Doherty not quite off to an early game rolling start this time around. We'll see. It's early yet. Takes them a couple minutes to get going sometimes. Serket, look at this damage buff. It looks like they're not going to look out to secure this mana buff on the right-hand side. And Geysorn is not going to be able to steal this one on his own. Serket could look to come over and refresh that in just a little bit. Sozaj has his own Hand of the Gods to secure it himself just in a little bit. So that means a lot of the poke and harass you expect to see out of an Osiris is not going to be there this time around. Off in the middle lane, Camel taking a bit of damage, and it looks like they're going to refresh that Hercules mana buff here already. It's going to last until about the 4-minute 30-second mark, 4-minute 45-second mark. It's a minute-based timer. What can I say? Math is hard. Little poke over the wall from Camel, not actually going to connect, so a little bit of a shot over the wall, not so much poke. Both the dual lane and the soul lane are ones to keep an eye on this game. Solozer's a little bit low, Geyser's a little low, despite not having that mana buff. He's getting that poke out. Solozer's, all he has to do is actually just keep using mitigate wounds. He'll be perfectly fine. His mana bar is full right now. Question is, did he actually put a point in it? We've unfortunately seen that before, where mitigate wounds is not skilled up. It's not skilled up yet. 1 point is all it actually takes to get tons of healing. His mana bar is sitting here completely full. He's not hurting for mana as of yet. The poke coming out, he has no way to heal up his damage for right now. He has a little bit more damage for that driving strike. He can look for the kills. Poke from Xioden. If a driving strike doesn't actually connect for damage, you're just losing out. There's the extra coming out, looking for damage. What the hell just happened? There's a fight going on in the left lane. We're actually going to rewind for this one. What the hell just happened with that boulder? Alright, level 4 or 5. Okay, here we go. There's the poke forward to the tower. Fast forward a slight bit more through this. Very unprofessional man now, but what the hell happened with that boulder? Here we come. He's going to juke back and forth. A little bit of poke. We're going to slow this down to half speed, quarter speed. Here comes the excavate in just a second. Okay, let's go to the half speed. It's a little too slow. There's the excavate. It comes up. It hits Osiris and then falls. Osiris just like flying drop kick, returned it back. I don't even know. What the hell just happened? I don't even know. Fun fact, Spirit of the Nine Winds off of Kukulkan can reflect it back. It's a solid object. If it's up in midair and it hits it, it gets bounced backwards. It's a thing. It happened to me live while I was streaming one day, and it's like I just sat here like dumbfounded. And in this case, I have absolutely no idea what just happened. And it wasn't just a case of like, oh, it bugged out and it just rolled past and exploded into a wall or something like that. It bounced backwards briefly. I have no idea whatsoever. Was it a ragdoll in the air? I don't know. I have no idea what happened with that one. Ash Raj is up. Panface in trouble. Mid lane could be first blood. Rudolph's going to pick that one up. Mid-Harpy is on the left side under contention right now. Jacob and Crims are forced off of this one. Portal through the wall. Crims are in a spot trouble. Nice Fearless. But unfortunately, no one is here to help. And Defender Olympus dropping back down. He's going to Fearless out a second time to safety of the tower. Defender Olympus from Athena bought him the time he needed. Moon Baddie's up 1-0 right now. And doing some black magic witchery in the soul lane with Hercules. What the hell was that? I don't know. I'm at a loss for words with that. Otherwise, crazy wacky boulders aside, we'll keep an eye out for that. Maybe it happens again in further on in the game. I don't know. So we're in the mid lane. Camel going back, getting his first time in this game. Going to finish off those Warrior Tabas. No, Warrior Tabas, that made no sense. Work towards those Shoes of the Magi, Shoes of Focus. Getting those magic shoes for the time being. Over in the dual lane. A little bit back and forth. Doty's not off to the game start quite yet. He's a little bit ahead in the way of levels, but not really like we've seen the past few games. Athena's happened to stick around a little bit more. Geb's been sticking around a little bit more as well. Doherty hasn't really been able to say, okay, you're set up, have at it, and good luck the rest of the game, buddy. We'll see you later when teamfights start happening. If they can get Doherty to that point, they can start looking to take off. There's through space and time coming across, looking for the speed buff. Still, Crimson almost getting caught by that one. He's going to be able to just avoid that narrowly. Not intentionally, necessarily. There's the Corpus Kiss connecting, looking for the kill. Unstable Vortex from Camel will pick up the kill. Second kill of this game, going to Moon Bandits baddies as well. Pause coming out. Looks like Sausage has disconnected. Fortunately, it was from the same team that just got the kill. It is always unfortunate when the team with a connection issue ends up losing people because of the connection. In this case, it's still not a great thing having your soul laner disconnect and be back at base while the enemy soul laner is pushing forward. Not the most ideal situation. Sausage also had a little bit of connection issue. He was the one who wasn't able to load in immediately earlier on. He is back in the game now. That is the second pause for Moon Baddies. They have one more in reserve if they need it. Hopefully will not come to that. So guys, keep your fingers crossed for that. We don't want to have a game settle in the finals off the back of a connection issue. It would be very, very unfortunate. Between the servers today, possibly player connections, hopefully not going to be too bad. Right now, the Devourer's Gauntlets were just completed on both AD carriers. They're both heading back to lane. Mid lane, farm coming up, going through walls, going through portals, going over the walls. All the wall-based bypassing, I don't know where I'm going with this. Mana buff getting picked up on the left-hand side. Right side, I'm curious if Moon Baddie is going to look once again to invade for the mana buff and keep that away from Geyser. And he's been doing pretty well over there so far. He's been holding on. He was putting a lot of pain onto Sausage. He finally has a point into his mitigate wounds. We have actually seen on the EGL where someone didn't pick it up for like the first 22 minutes of the game and sat there with the mana buff the entire game and just kept getting forced back to base, forced back to base, forced back to base. It's like, you had the mana buff, dude. Just get 1 point to mitigate wounds. Keep yourself nice and healthy. You can stay in lane forever. But, yeah, it was weird. He has the point in it, so I don't have to go on and on about this. Otherwise, Midas boots completed on both support players. Now, the other Runeforged Hammer completed for Hercules, and it looks like he is going to attempt to steal this one away. It's a solo steal right now. He has the Hand of the Gods, but so does Tyr, but no, Tyr does not have it. They're going to force him off, if nothing else. Reinforcements are nearby. Serket and Yanis on their way. So Athena and Agnes could be a full-on fight here in the right side jungle. Furious into the wall. Are they going to look for this through space and time comes across? Not going to find damage off the back of that one. Are they going to continue this fight? They forced him off. The 4-man rotation coming out of Team Overkill right now. Let's see if they continue this one out. Are they going to be able to secure this for Geyser? And Hercules is coming around once again. There's no Hand of the Gods available right now. You're going to need to force this reset, and it will be reset. It's going to be the last few resets here at the EGL, guys. Going forward past Wednesday, they're no longer going to instantly pop back up to 10 to full health. The steal was successful. No, was it? No. Yes, this was. I'm looking north side of the screen. Geyser getting the low. Doty gets that kill in the left lane on somebody else. So just picks up the kill in the right lane, though. This is a bit of an interesting one. The kills are coming out. The solo lane and mid lane are going in favor of Moon Baddies. Left lane, though, Doherty is off to a strong start once again. He got that kill. He's going to push 2 waves of minions all the way to the tower. It's a huge, huge loss for Flexo. The question that's going to remain, though, is this the little bit of a tipping point that Doherty needs to get himself rolling like he did his past few games? You know, I'm like going fanboying for Doherty right now. But those few times we saw him today, he has been the one setting up the games and leading his team to victory, carrying him to victory. Panface had a couple games too. I'm not going to leave. I'm going to give credit where credit's due, and lots of beautiful plays by Jacob. But when as the AD carry, actually give credit where credit's due, Jacob has been sort of the one getting these set up initially, getting that little bit of a goal lead, and eventually lets Doherty transition into the big plays and getting himself even further ahead. Like right here, 1v2, just completely pushing these guys back all the way to the tower. Yeah, there's reinforcements nearby. They had no vision of that. They might have suspected. They might have sniffed that one out. Here comes the taunt. Just a second. Pull back in that shield wall. There's the Fearless as well. Beads forced out by Flexo. They don't have the damage they need. Serket's getting her speed buff right now. They're looking to pull back. They don't want to fight this, commit to this fight too much. There's a through space and time. They, are already making their withdrawal. So that's an ultimate down. Will Rudolph look to continue this one forward? Does not look like it. Panface was rotating over. Everyone was rotating over the rotations this game. Again, spot on. Sausage the right side in a lot of trouble. X-Ray was just used. Try and drive check on the tower. Not going to happen. One more Spear Flow could find that kill, but Mitigate Wounds was ticking away.
A fine fight that was.
These guys aren't going to look for it. It was a fine fight. You survived. If you didn't survive, maybe not so much. Agony getting out of that gank attempt in the mid lane. Last Breath was not used. Might have ended differently had it been. For now, we'll see what these guys look to do. Back Harpies are up. Not much else to do. Yeah, Camel's going to go over and join them. Share some experience. Sharing is caring, of course. And in case of Smite, it's an extra 60% overall efficiency for golden experience from Cam. So it's always good stuff. Doherty. Good dodge of that rollout. Not a hard thing to do. But nevertheless, using the moves, showing off, getting those style points, always an important thing. Once again, Doherty. I love this aggressive solo AD carry play. They're trying to stop the steal right now. Hand of the Gods not going to be coming out to try and secure that one. It's on cooldown. They're looking for the kills as well as the steal. Mana buffs off the table. Good preemptive strike. Flexa will sneak away alive. The rotation's coming out. Jacob avoiding that portal. Does take an unstable vortex. Shockwave. Cataclysm is available if they choose. That's not available. What am I talking about? Making things up. 5 seconds on Cataclysm. Camel in trouble. Team Overkill currently behind 2 kills. The damage right there from Camel's unstable vortex was quite a lot. They have to be aware of that going forward. Be very careful. The combo from Yanis could result in a kill. Once again, just 1 tick, hitting him for about a quarter of his health. Crimso's a little behind right now. He's only level 8. He's lowest in the game. He's even further behind than the support players. Jungle tier, it's great to see it. I love seeing the unorthodox jungle picks. This could end badly right here for him. Cobra's Kiss did not connect and force the reset. Here's Osiris looking to help out. It is a Yanis. It is a Serket though. She's going to be hard to lock down. Slows or not, they're not going to be able to steal this one away this time. Portal back to the wall. Hercules getting on out of here. Mid Harpies have respawned. Left side were taken up by Jacob. Right side going over to Moon Baddies. Are they going to look for the steal again? No, a speed buff was taken safely this time by Crimser. Heading back to the solo lane, yeah, our Geyser and Sausage, or maybe not to just beat the crap out of each other in the jungle, but Rudolph is here. Geyser needs to start running away. There's the ambush forward. There's the Deathbane. There's the Cobra's Kiss. Where is the last breath? Not going to come out. Geyser going to sneak away. Fight is still on, though. Looking to come through, saves are fearless into the wall. Here's Agony, there's the rainfire. Boom goes the dynamite. Panface getting another kill on the board. Looking to even this out. They're still 1 kill behind. Sausage in the middle of a bunch right now. Path of Flames comes down. Camel's nearby, but they're not going to look to follow. So follow up on those 2 guys were quite low. Doherty's in the mid lane right now, looking to push this wave all the way to the tower. Camel coming around, looking for a portal gank opportunity through the wall, but they have vision and wards placed down. Sentry wards coming out, looking to counter ward. They do take down a ward on the far side of that mid Harpy camp. This does give Flexo a little bit of an opportunity to still push in the left lane. If they don't get over there quickly, he might find some damage on the tower. If not, just deny a couple waves of minions, and it looks like that's going to be the case this time around. They're looking to head over there, looking to get as much of that S they possibly can, but by the time they do, a couple of those will have fallen to the tower. Looking elsewhere on the map, current state of items and all that. We're currently about 11.5 minutes into Game 1 of this Best of 3 finals between Moonbaddies and Team Overkill for the EGL Smite Conquest Open Cup. Team Overkill, we've seen them a couple times so far tonight, and we've seen some dominant play out of quite a few of these guys. So far, they're down 1 kill in this match, but gold-wise, it's only a couple hundred. It's nothing to write home about. This game is still in either team's grasp. We'll see which team can get off rolling, see who can get themselves ahead. Looking at these individual lane matchups, the jungle, Cirquette, Rudos is doing pretty well so far, has been involved in all 3 of their kills. Looking to set stuff up late game. Not going to be too nice for Doherty, Panface, maybe even Crimson or Geyser, depending on how they build up their gods. Otherwise, the experience lead is more or less... Soul Lane actually as well. Geyser is currently a level behind, but the big level difference is currently over in that Soul Lane. Doherty is currently 2 levels ahead. We saw him every other game so far tonight. He gets off to a little bit of an early game lead, and then just completely starts dominating. I don't believe he's top damage right now. Also appears to be a little bit of a slap fight going on in the right lane, but whatever, not going to be anything of that happening. There's a through space of time, there's a shockwave as well. They're looking for some kills. Jacob in spot trouble. Preemptive strike's going to be off cooldown in 10 seconds. Might not be in time. There's the Deathbane coming down. Are they going to get the kill here? Juking around. Not going to get those builders in time. That's going to be a kill onto Jacob. This could be a Gold Fury call here as well. Wrath of the Gods is currently off the table. And it looks like that is what they're going for. Portal through the wall. Maybe not quite needed, but will they be able to take this uncontested? Over in the right lane, there's a bit of a fight going on right now as well. Sausage in spot trouble. Guys are looking for the kill. Spear Flow, one more. Earthbreaker not going to connect. This could be an opportunity. There's a Sickle Strike. No Spear Flow to be had back to the main body. Other fight over this Gold Fury. They're looking for it. Now here comes Apollo from across the skies. Camel's low. Guys get picked up the Panface. Looking to back. Crimson trying to find the damage he can. Trying to stay alive. There's one more power cleave. Plus the Fearless to get out. They have forced the reset onto Gold Fury. They're looking for the kills. Oh, no damage off the stilettos from Fender Olympus. Looking for the taunt. Unfortunately, the Cirquette was already mid-leap when it connected. Can't pull her back out of midair, unfortunately, for Athena's. Doherty once again, 1v2, does not care. Looking to zone these guys out, trying to keep them away from Gold Fury. Crimson in the back is quite low. Can't actually tank it up himself. They're starting that one up. All they have to do is get to the 25% threshold and keep Q-Jars out of this one. They don't have to worry about that right now. Doherty 1v2 with a little help from Panface, able to secure that kill. This Gold Fury on the back of that one's going to go to them. Over in the Soul Lane, Sausage had that mitigate wounds, keeping himself up nice and healthy, looking for damage on the tower. He wants to answer straight on back. The opportunity is not there right now, but going forward, that tower, a couple more swings of that big cudgel will secure that tower for themselves. 4-4 right now, but with that gold for your team, Overkill have put themselves in the lead. Guys are once again, Judgment Tethers are out. He's looking for this kill. Lord of the Afterlife is available right now if he really wants to go for this one. Mitigate wounds currently ticking away. There's a driving strike under the tower. Geyser might be in a spot of trouble. He needs to use that Lord of the Afterlife right about now. There it is. Comes out. Will it be in time? No, it will not. Sausage gets the kill. That mitigate wounds was just ticking forever on the back of all those auto attacks. He just saved it too long. He wanted to make sure Hercules couldn't driving strike away. And by the time driving strike was down, it was too little too late. Guys are on Lost on left side. Apollo in the spot trouble. Trying to get away. Astral Barrage is up. Will Rom find the hitch? First shot, miss. Second shot. There's the last breath. That is a very dead Apollo right now. He's gonna, well, unfortunately fall between the last breath and Astral Barrage. And now they're looking to steal away this mana buff here in the left side jungle as well. It's first time so far this entire tournament where Doherty hasn't really been off, you know, full sprint out of the gate. And maybe a little tired, maybe a little winded from those previous games. We'll see, you know. Never tired, never winded. It's getting a little late, granted, over in the EU. But otherwise, right now, we have a pretty close game. We just passed that 15-minute mark. One Gold Fury taken down. 6-4 right now. Moonbaddies once again have the lead, question mark? No. Gold's about even. Experience a little bit in favor of Moonbaddies still. Doherty pausing one more time. This time coming out for Team Overkill. Maybe more connection issues right now. Unfortunately, the servers have been acting up tonight. It's not really very surprising at this point. It's unfortunate. It's annoying. It drives us all nuts, believe me. But yeah, unfortunately, not much we can do about it. I believe we're pretty much more or less. We're pretty much real time right now. Just fast forward a little bit. We had a couple seconds of extra buffer time, but the pause is going to be ongoing for a little bit here, guys. We're not sure what exactly happened. Doesn't look like anyone actually anyone is disconnected currently. Xioden is running back 2 lane. Anyone running into a wall? Jacob looks like he just dropped down a ward. Panface doing something. Pause has ended. Doherty did disconnect and is still disconnected. There's a second pause coming out. It's actually, it's still part of the same pause. Doherty paused and then disconnected himself, so that was the actual issue. It's like, I'm lagging, guys, so I'm gonna pause, and yeah. So there is that. Yeah, taking a look at the current state of the game while we stop talking about it. Yeah, the game is paused. How lovely is that? Sovereignty is not getting online for either support. Weaken and Curse Kingdom. They want to make sure to shut down the healing of Hercules. It's better, better to have that on as quick as possible. Geyser actually picked one up as well, so possibly double Weaken and Curse. They could look, on the other hand, to go for an Enfeebling and a Weakening, and look to stop a little bit of the attack damage coming out of Rom, Hercules, or Serket. Serket, though, is more about her combo, not so much actually the auto attacks. Yeah, you want to weave some in just a little bit to make use for passive poison occasionally, but for the most part, it comes down to she's about using the abilities, getting that burst, and then kind of more or less getting out. You might use 1 or 2 follow-up auto attacks, but she's not an auto attack based assassin. She's not a Kali, she's not a Bakasura. She's about her abilities. Hercules, and that's solo in right now, has the upper hand. We've seen the fights go back and forth. That last one, Geyser just held on to that Lord of the Afterlife just a second too long. He did it for a reason, but it just didn't work out in his favor. Over in the mid lane, Agni has the Sphere of the Magus complete as well as his boots. A little bit ahead, but when that Book of Thoth is completed on Yanis, his power, is going to just shoot up. The damage he does already is pretty absurd. We saw a couple times a single hit, not even the double hit from the Unstable Vortex, was clipping Crimson for about 25% of his health. A portal plus a double tap on some of these guys, their health is just going to evaporate when they get hit. So, going into late game, it's going to be interesting. There was a huge setup combination off of that Yanis, off of that Serket. I mean, even the Earthbreaker driving strike off of Hercules. They have so much playmaking potential on the side of Moon Baddies. I mean, just look at they catch someone out in the jungle if they want to invest everything. Any one of those 3 guys can start out a fight. You catch somebody in a portal, you catch somebody in an Earthbreaker, you catch somebody in a Last Breath. You toss them back or drop them down in place. Any of the other 2 can look to follow that up. Oh, you fell through a Yanis portal? Here's an Earthbreaker. Oh, you got pulled by the Earthbreaker? Here's a Last Breath, and I'm going to throw you back further once again. There's a lot of scary setup and combo combinations there. They also have the Geb Cataclysm off the back of a Blink for a huge initiation, so it's scary stuff. You see beads already, tier 3 on both Apollo and Agni. Pause has finally come out right here. And, yeah, going forward, we'll see what these guys end up doing. Game's on. Is Felix going to look to stop this steal? Crimson and Jacob are looking for it. Hand of the gods. They need the attack. There it is. Steal was successful. Can they get out alive now? 3v3 going forward. Rainfire stun combo comes out from Panface. That's a mana buff off the table. Rom is going to have a little bit of trouble. He's already out of mana right side, though. Sausage did take it down a tower at some point. Looking for the slows. Geyser has that Mystical Melt ticking as well. This could go in his favor this time around, but not wanting to commit to it too much. Didn't have vision on some guys, and probably wise it's so, given that Serket is currently on her way over. Look at the current state of the map. There's the Rainfire drop down, as well as some damage coming out. Sausage taking a little bit. There's Jacob. Sausage taking the tower right now. Taunt comes out here in just a second. Could look to pull him back onto the tower. Gonna save it though. Hercules actually did use it. What am I talking about? Missing big important stuff sometimes. Looking at stuff. There is a 3-minute spectator delay, guys. This is not a live real-time tournament, so there's a delay in that. So as long as the pause is not longer than 3 minutes, they're not actually catching any useful information for themselves. So, yeah, the fact they knew where a ward was 3 minutes ago before it was actually properly placed might not be the most advantageous thing in the world. Felix are looking forward, looking for the aggression moves. Already down 3 space and them cliffs for some damage. 3 seconds of the moves. Here comes the Fenrir, trying to keep him alive. Last breath is applied. Looking for a blink forward, not going to find the calculator. Nice taunt Will they have the follow-up? Here comes them, Lord of the Afterlife, onto a bunch of them. Soldiers are getting low in the back line of this fight. Driving truck out of the tower. Will he get out? No healing for mitigate wounds right now. They're looking for kills. Stone Shield keeping himself up, keeping himself healthy. Yes, Crimson Fearless comes in. Huge Arse, now the focus of their damage. He will fall, but the Unstable Vortex on the Xioden does a lot. This is a full-on 4v5 fight. Apollo's on his way back. This could be the turnaround right now. Health bars for Team Overkill, though, are getting low. He's down in the middle of this one. No follow-up we had. The rest of the team too low to really capitalize on this. A single Unstable Vortex coming out of Viannis could have been devastating for this team. They could simply not look to safely fight this fight any further. They're already staring down 3 players right now. Not really Cam. There's the Earthbreaker. No Driving Strike. Sausage ran out of mana. That could have ended very badly for Jacob otherwise. Looking at some other stuff going on right now, though. Looking at what is going on. Both teams have kind of dispersed. That fight kind of went, like, even as a big rotation over to that left lane. Gold Fury is going to be up in another 50 seconds. These guys want to fight. They're looking for it. They're looking for these objectives. I wouldn't be surprised to once again see the Gold Fury dance coming out on this one. There's the hand that got secured in this right side Harvey camp. As this game does continue, though, we're about 18 minutes in. The gold difference, Team Overkill, despite being down a kill, has a slight gold lead. It's almost wave to wave right now. No team is really running away with this one. Level differences are kind of evening out. There's a 1 or 2 difference here and there. But for the most part, these guys are pretty, I mean, looking at the graph, it's just been back and forth, back and forth. These guys are in it for the long haul. Nobody showing any, or rather, neither one of these teams showing any sign of, you know, just grabbing a hold of this game and running away with it. I'm still keeping an eye on this duel, and I think Doherty, on the back of those last few games, if he gets himself rolling, he's a little bit ahead right now. Not really a whole lot, though. If he gets a little bit more, he could find himself in a spot where he is able to start running away with it. But he has to get to that point first. Right now, he is still top damage. Again, as the AD carry earlier on in these games is very, very scary. He wasn't even there for a lot of that last team fight when a lot of it was going on. He did, I believe, sneak his way back to base, or did he pick up early? He was picked up early in that fight in the left lane. I was actually arriving back to fight at the tail end, and despite that, he missed the entirety of a team fight and still is top of that damage chart. Gold Fury being counter-warded right now. These guys are scattered out all over the place right now. Looking at some of these items coming out, Devourer's Gauntlets on both 80 carries have been well built up for quite a while now. Executioner on the side of Felixo. We'll see if Doherty goes the same route. Last couple games, I believe he has been going for the kin size and then the Executioner afterwards. How is he sitting golden hand? Oh, speaking of kin size, he did just finish him off, so that answers that question. Spear of the Magus compared to the Book of Thoth. Agony, though, top of that damage chart. Sort of higher up in the damage chart. Not by much, only about 1,500 damage. So it's working out fairly compatibly, and that Book of Thoth was only just completed about a minute ago, based on those stacks, a little over a minute ago. It's about 80% effective overall. You get 100 of the potential 122 magical power out of that one. So it's a pretty good item just out of the gate. It's not like a Warlock Sage where you have to stack the item for 14 minutes to actually be getting a benefit over it compared to some other items. Hercules picked up a Heavy Hammer. That's a little bit of an interesting one, but he wants to slow people down and make sure to lock them down. You know, the slows coming out of Rom and the Ennis apparently just not enough. So like out of the Osiris, no, Osiris then the other team's item. Moving down to junglers, though, that is where the lead is really starting to show. Jungle tier hasn't been a thing in quite a while. It's occasionally pulled out. There's 1 or 2. I think it's Divios and Mister. Divios. I want to go with Divios, who pulls it out occasionally. It can work reasonably well, but it's typically not played. There's a lot of other junglers on the table. Surprised I'm picking those some pretty powerful assassins as well. Flexo caught out by the Fearless on the left-hand side. Will be alright. Serenade coming out. Here comes the through space time. They're looking to close it and looking for the fight. Well, there's the blink. There's the Cataclysm. Crimson might not make it out as when the Defender Olympus is up. There's the Lawbringer trying to get Astra Barrage up in the air. Will the shots connect? First shot misses. Needs to. The shot will be close. Blink used at the last second. We'll never know if that would have had enough damage, as Crimson did make it out. But they're looking to close in for these kills. Both teams once again over this left side of the map. This could be a call for a gold Fury here by Moon Baddies. Team Overkill, we look at this team fight UI. The health bars, well, actually about even. Way to disprove my point. Thank you very much, Team Fight UI. Gold Fury is going to start up. Doherty's here, but against Rudos, this might not end too well. There's the last breath getting deployed as well. Geyser's here. There's no Wrath of the Gods available. Defender of Olympus. Actually, there is where she's. There we go. This Athena hiding around the corner. Needs to go in right about now. 40% right now on that Gold Fury health bar. And it has been reset. They don't want to let that Gold Fury go away. Jacob's still fairly healthy. Might be able to try this one more time, but they need to watch out for this. Moonbed is not starting it up again quite yet. Xioden finds a kill into Rudos on the backside of the jungle. Might not be able to back out of this one, though. Flexo not going around the corner. He is going to be able to lazy back safely behind enemy lines. I don't know if I call that a lazy back, actually, given the fact that if he had tried just to retreat back through the jungle some way, they could have looked to chase him down and find the kill onto him. Gold Fury, a little bit of counter warding going on, but overall, things once again have slowed down a little bit. We're 22 minutes, 20 seconds into this match. 6 kills on the board for each team. Looking for the Fearless Blink combo. Kuruda not finding it. Beads were used by Camel, though. So those will be down for a minute and 40 seconds. Screw it. 35 seconds. A little bit of poke come out mid lane. Once again, grouping all over the place. These guys are looking for what they can. Doherty giving chase to Flexo. He is just a very, very aggressive AD carry. He has 3 space and time immediately. He's like, not in a happy place. I'm getting the hell out of here. Turn and tail, running back to his own side of the jungle. These are going to be the big plays coming up. This Gold Fury is on the table. We've seen more Gold Fury dances today than we have Fire Giant dances. It's been kind of unusual. Sausage in the middle of 3, not caring. And it's like, oh, hey guys, I'm Hercules. I'm going to smack you around a little bit and then leave undeterred, unharmed, mitigate wounds. It's glorious. Rainfire coming down. Left side Harpies not yet up. Just looking for poke, looking for harass. These guys, very nervous, I feel, going into... They don't want to commit to a team fight necessarily. Both these teams have very, very strong team fights. It all comes down to the displacement all over the place. Fearless is coming out of Crimzor. The Earthbreakers, the Driving Strikes, the Rudos, the Last Breath throw. Has a lot of displacement. There's an Earthbreaker. Driving Strike not connected. There's a Fearless on the tower. Looking for Sausage right now. Weakening Curse is available here in this fight. They want to go for this. There's the Rainfire coming down once again, but with the Unstable Vortex coming through, they're going to let him slip away this time yet again. Hercules is a tough one to kill. He's almost entirely defensive build right now. He has that Runeforged Hammer. He has that Witch Blade. He has that Heavy Hammer as well. A lot of health, a lot of physical protection, and a lot of damage coming out of Team Overkill is physical between Apollo, Osiris, and Tyr. Agni takes a little while to get online. He's a burst-based damage god. He's really more adept at killing squishier targets. Get him a Rudos, get him a Camel, get him a Flexo. He will melt them all day long. Hercules, not quite so much. Hercules, I'll say, doesn't really need to worry about magic protection. Picking up the Emerald's Talisman. Still a nice pick. Sonic Guy, it's 100 magic protection. It will help him a ton. 75 magic protection, 100 health. I think that's right. 100 health, 75 magic protection. It'll put him up over the threshold. He's going to take very little magic damage as well. He's going to have a ton of health just for being Hercules, as well as some of the other items picking up. He's going to be quite hard to kill. As said, Osiris didn't use that Weakening Curse, so Mitigate Wounds was taken away. We'll see what they can do as they continue going. The numbers on the names are still annoying me.
Killing spree.
Missing a kill in the mid lane. Something distracted me. Oh, player names. Gotcha. Got confusing the caster, not a good thing. Cataclysm coming for guys. I'm looking to find a second kill here. Lord of Afterlife over the wall. He's going to get away safely. Panface finds Rudos over the left side. Jungle to help Doherty. Jacob is in trouble right now. Trying to stay alive. Trying to get out. Preemptive Strike will charge. Ring Vlad's Astral Barrage is up. 2 shots will find this kill. Can he find? There's 1. There's 2. 2 shots. 1 kill. Other one's not needed. Doherty in the middle of 2 right now. Looking for Sausage in the backside. There's a Serenade coming down. Rainfire for the stun. Doherty gets a kill. Answer 1 back. Still 2 for 1. Going the way of Moonbaddies. Actually, no, excuse me. 2 for 2 as I did get that pick onto Rudos in the left side jungle. So overall, an even trade once again. These guys are just not letting stuff go unanswered. I mean, if we look at the gold graph, it's been back and forth this entire game. Team Overkill has a little bit of a lead right now. They have towers all over the place. Doherty, as Apollo, is going to be looking to split push at some time. They could, as much grouping as is going on this left side of the map, I wouldn't be surprised to see eventually they say, Apollo, go split push in the solo lane. Pull somebody off. I don't believe either solo lane or actually... There's no teleport. Hercules did pick up the tier 1 meditate, which is going to help a lot. He's having mana issues. That's what happens with Hercules, especially given as much focus that is on this left side of the jungle right now. Those mana buffs have been sitting there on the right-hand side of the map for quite a while. If they send anybody over to the right lane with these Gold Fury dances that are coming out, everyone's been grouped up, so send Apollo right lane, get that out of tower, look to split push the inner tower. When they send somebody over to deal with Apollo, fight on the left-hand side. The problem is, the way these fights are going, the amount of burst Moonbaddies potentially have, would Team Overkill be able to hold on to the fight long enough for Apollo to actually fly across the map? It's one of those rough calls, like, yeah, Moonbaddies are a good team. They're not going to get impatient. They're going to wait for the right opportunity to actually engage. Sausage right lane, mid lane, just watch somebody out, but it is the guys in Fearless straight on back, just going to push each other around a little bit. Lane bully versus lane bully in the mid lane. Now they changed location, but it's the same deal. Just 15 minutes later on in the match. I think going forward, the big thing is going to be these picks. They keep trying to find these kills onto Sausage, but he is so tanky right now. Mitigate was just tanky, but they don't have enough anti-heal. They have 2 weakening curses. They're just not using them. There's Lord of the Afterlife onto him. No more healing for him for a while. There's the through space and time. There is the cross disguise as well. Looking for Apollo in the backside of this fight. He is a weak target. Cataclysm comes out. Boulder across the entire fight. This could be the one that breaks the Camel's back. The taunt comes out. Hugros gets the kill, though. There was no damage on the back of the taunt. There's a second one. Sausage picks that one up. Can they answer back? Right now, it's not looking like it. Moonbatty's immediately taking this opportunity to head over to that Gold Fury. Wrath of the Gods is off the table. Not much else they can do. Steals one away. They can try to delay them off. Damage control. Doty might be the spot of trouble here. He's using the moves, trying to get away right now. He made it back to the tower. They do not want Moonbatties to get themselves any sort of decent gold lead right now. There's the Lawbringer across the wall. But that could cost Crimson his life right now. He's in the middle five. They're trying to buy time. He found the pick on the Camel. He might pay for it. He will. Rudolph's going to pick up that kill. Gold Fury once again getting started up. They could look to get in here. Athena's about to be up in 3 seconds. They can look for the seal, but losing 2 potentially to do it might not be worth it. Gold Fury about to hit that threshold. Wrath of Gods come down. And Baddies securing that kill in the back of that team fight. Get themselves a little bit of a gold lead, but looking at that graph, it's not even the highest gold lead of the game. It's maybe tied. It's like, yeah, barely. We've seen higher. Not much of a gold lead on the back of the fight. The level differences, and the experience lead just shot up a little bit in favor of Moonbatties. The problem is, for Team Overkill, they're not too far behind. It's not a huge level difference. The only real one standing out anymore. Solo Lane are caught up. The only difference is those two levels. Now 1 level on the supports. The experience difference is almost nil. The gold difference is almost nil. It's just crazy stuff. And we're almost half an hour into this match right now. It's been a very slow-paced game, and going forward, I want to see which of these teams is going to roll away with it. That fight was all over the place, and towards the end, there was that taunt from Athena. If any damage had come down, it would have potentially been the kill. But everyone else was just kind of scattered out. It was so late in that team fight. There was no follow-up on it. Pause did just come out once again. The connection issues today have been all over the place, unfortunately. Servers acting up. ISPs acting up. The internet in general acting up. I don't even know anymore. What are these guys going to do, guys? I mean, we're almost 30 minutes in. It's such a close game. It's back and forth. These teams showing respect for each other. They're not looking to be over-aggressive. They're being very patient, waiting for just the right opportunities. I don't even want to call it a mistake necessarily. They're not using ultimates. They're not really over-aggressing onto Sausage in the beginning of these fights. They keep pulling him back in the tower just because he's Hercules. Like, he's in front of the tower. We may as well get some free damage just for the Fearless. We can delay long enough for the Fearlesses to come off cooldown and look to re-engage as the fight comes out. And taking half of Hercules' health off his health bar before the fight even starts out is huge, huge advantage. He's so hard to kill. It's just one of these little things going forward. He has that greater meditate as well. I like seeing it. You know, there's a lot of other casters as well, like, you know, DM Brandon loves going on, but the Hercules meditate. It works really well. He's so hard to kill in general. You give him that extra bit of healing. His health is low. He's just about to die, and boom, he's back to 35% health. And oh look, he's taking mitigate wounds again. We have to start all over. It's like a Kali heal reset almost. They do have 2 weakening curses, as well as that Lord of the Afterlife for Team Overkill, though, to try and shut down that healing. Timed right, it could work quite well, but we'll see how that all pans out as the game continues on here. Hopefully, shortly. Philexo did just reconnect, so the pause shouldn't go on too much longer. Deathbane was also completed. Deathbringer. She has Deathbane and a Deathbringer. There's so much death chemistry. It's like death squared, and then she stabs you with her tail and there's poison, and it gets very messy very quickly. But Rudolph's on that Circuit is going to start hurting here if she can get in range of Apollo, Panface, or maybe not Crimson anymore. He's got a couple more tanky, and he has the High Ocean. He's working towards that Magi's Blessing. Has a little bit more in the way of defensive items, not like earlier on in the match. It's all going to come down to, you know, Gold Fury is down for about 3.5 more minutes. Over on the right-hand side of the jungle, Fire Giant has been sitting there waiting for his opportunity to have that dance himself. They've been kind of ignoring him. But, you know, with the Gold Fury down, it's getting late game. Gold Fury is like, yeah, it's a little bit of gold. We're getting to the point where people are going to start approaching that 5-6 item threshold. Looking at Golden Hand. Hercules is going to be working towards even further through space and time. They're looking for picks on this left side of the map. The rotation's coming out. They need to run now, and they are already. Can they close in? Can they get the crowd control? Crims are trying to get away. Dirty, what do you... A little bit of lag there. He looked like he reflected back in time. There's friend Olympus. There's the Lawbringer. They have gotten out, but they just burned 2 ultimates before anything has even happened. Panface in the middle of guys, trying to get guys out. Words. Driving Strike comes out, pushes him back in, but he did get out of that one all right. Overall, looks like a bit of a wash. Nothing gained, nothing lost. Assuming Moon Baddies can... Just 2 ultimates. Moon Baddies are heading ultimate right now. Fight still going on this left side of the jungle, though. They're looking to close in, looking to fight this one out. There's a Dragon Strike. Guys has to be careful at this point in the game. Hercules is definitely much more tanky. With that mitigate wounds, he's going to stay alive a lot longer. Rainfire coming down over the wall. These guys are looking for these big rotations, and he just cannot lock the other team down. Every time he's here, Sausage is just constantly in the enemy team line. He's Hercules. That's what he's essentially doing at this point in the game. It's like, you know, just catching up with him. It's like, oh, hey, Agni, what's going on? How's your day been? Oh, yeah, it's been this bit of a slow game. I know. In the front line, not giving a damn in the middle of things. He is just there, denying people. Doherty gets a first kill here. This could be a pretty big pick. That's a lot of burst damage coming out, or rather removed from the map right now. Excavate not going to find any damage either. They could look for some sort of follow-up right here, but Doherty in the back is a little low. There's the Fearless onto Brutus. They're looking for this pick. Getting those squishy targets off the map is so big in these fights. Rainfire coming down. They're looking for even more. There is the damage. Is it going to be there? The fight is fully committed. Weakening Curse out as well. Jake in the back. Brutus finds the kill into Panface. He's trying to get away right now. Crims are looking to give chase. Circuit's slippery. Can he find the kill before she gets away? No! She's not getting out of that one. Crimser finds that one. Lawbringer to get himself back out. They're giving chase. Saucer to the mid lane. Doherty trying to fight him out. He does not have a bro of his beat stick. He's not playing anti-healing. Here's the Defender of Olympus. They do have the... Oh, Cyrus is actually back in base. Doherty looking to get away. A little bit of lag coming out. He does manage to sneak away into the side of that jungle, though. Get away safely. Swing the camera back. Crimser is still alive on this right side. He's on a ward. They know he's there. They're not going to give chase. Reinforcements from base are once again arriving. Guys are in Driving Strike, Earthbreaker. Hercules, so tanky. So much displacement in these team fights. You really can't look for a 1v1 kill against Cyrus right now. And actually might pay for his life. They're looking for the damage. They might look to dive this one. Yanis has returned. He's trying to buy them time, make sure they don't get away. There's the Driving Strike. Portal connects onto Jacob, but Geyser gets the kill. Here comes Apollo across the skies. They might look for Camel as well. Through space and time, going through the wall. Can they lock them down? He's not getting through that portal. They're pushing him all over the map. Second portal, though. Apollo dropped down the wrong side of the wall. Camel will escape, but they took the mid lane tower. They're looking for the inner tower as well. This game is just back and forth. Moon Baddies won the last fight. Team Overkill winning this fight. With 33 minutes into the match now, still 12 kills to 12 kill. Gold just about dead even. Experience just about dead even. You can almost not have a closer game than we have right now. This is a good one, and going forward, I expect this is going to continue on for a little bit further in the future. These guys are just not letting the other team get those full DSIs and letting them run away with this. He has 3 towers down off the map. Fire Giant is definitely a possibility. Gold Fury is up as well. At this point in the game, if a team goes for it, they'll just go for the Fire Giant on the other side of the map. Fire Giant kind of aggravated a little there. He's throwing boulders. Wasn't too mad. Didn't throw any lava at people. You know, when he starts raising lava up out of the ground, you know he's pissed. And you don't want anything to do with him. Crazy stuff. This game has just been crazy. Moon Baddies with the black magic, with the magic Hercules Boulder early on. The server struggles and the lag issue players are having to suffer with. Buffs being stolen away still 34 minutes into this match. It's just a crazy fight. None of these teams want to commit properly to a fight. Properly, I won't say that. Neither one of these teams wants to commit too much to a fight and end up losing the fight too badly where they end up losing the entire match. It's that close of a game right now. A proper team fight victory that goes to a DSI or goes to 4 or 5 members being picked off is going to be an absolutely huge advantage. It's going to be at the very least a Fire Giant, if not more potentially. And you know, a Fire Giant tends to lead to more, so just losing that Fire Giant is going to be huge. Rudolph's looking for Doherty, left-hand side. Gold Fury was reset. He's trying to stick that one. He might look for the kill. Ambush from Circuit. As if there was like not enough people who can run away. The Defender of Olympus coming in. Doherty chasing down the Circuit for the kill. Through space of time coming across, but this is going to be a 4v3. They might not be in high spot. Jacob locked down. Good taunt. Trying to keep trying to keep Doherty alive. He is the one doing all the damage. Camel's getting low in the back. Crimson looking to zone him out. Here come the reinforcements. Panfire dropping down damage. Doherty in the back is getting low. Sausage looking for the kill. Will he find it? Hercules, the body blocks. The taunt from Athena. Doherty's going to live to fight another day. Crimson finds the kill on the Camel after chasing him down. Sausage getting low. Hercules, all that tankiness, all that healing, not mattering in this particular instance. The slows onto Flexo as well. This could be that one definitive team fight we've been looking for 35 minutes into this game. They just found it. Hujar's the only one left standing right now. This is going to be an outer tower. This is going to possibly be an inner tower as well. They might just run across the map and look for that fire giant. Dirty, you can see him heading over there already. They want that belt across their entire team. Not only is it stylish, but they get that all-important increased damage, the health regen, the mana regen, and the all-important extra damage to objectives, which is going to make them shred through these towers even more quickly. The Zappacorn build is just about fully online. Just has to tell that's toll. We got stuck there for a second. The record skipped a little bit. So if that's toll, he'll be full 6-item Apollo. He's about a full item ahead right now over Rom. The damage as well. He's right up there on top of charts with Agni and Osiris. Doherty's a force to be reckoned with. He's 5-1-2. Didn't quite run away with it as much as the previous games we saw him in. But he is a playmaker in these fights. He chased down Rudolph in the beginning of that last fight and set up the first definitive victory of this entire game. Just 36 minutes in, and I think it's the first time we've seen more than 2 people get picked off in any team fight. And with the Fire Giant buff in hand now, they have some jungle buffs to pick up beforehand, where they can start looking to siege down these 2 remaining towers and then start looking for Phoenixes. That said, Moon Baddies, they're not that far behind. They can look to make plays in back of this. Hercules just picked up that Midgardian mail. Apollo can look to shred through his health, but as soon as he hits and that proc ticks off, that means less attack speed, less movement speed as well, making it that much easier for Hercules to close the gap and apply that damage straight back. Gold Fury again stood up right now. You want to take that off the map, make sure Moon Baddies don't have as many options to get themselves back into these games. Through Space and Time was just fired through. They're not going to go for it. Team Overkill picking up themselves another Gold Fury. Second one of the game. We're 36, almost 37 minutes in. Only 3 Gold Furies taken so far this game. The dances we had earlier, though, were beautiful. They were glorious. They were kind of uneventful in retrospect, but crazy, crazy games nevertheless. Guys, this is the EGL Smite Conquest Open Cup. We're 37 minutes into this best of 3 finals. Moon Baddies facing off against Team Overkill, and this has been a great game so far. Team Overkill with the first real lead of this game. Let me look at this graph. Until just 3-4 minutes ago, it was back and forth, dead even. We barely broke the 1,000 gold mark until this point. Only 1 tower left standing on the map. Doherty looking to push down the mid lane. Left Phoenix is exposed. Mid Phoenix is exposed. Sausage trying to stop Doherty in mid lane, but the damage is there. That Phoenix is getting shredded so quickly. Fighting the left side of this map is on right now. Sausage pushing around Doherty. He does not care. He just wants that Phoenix. Left side Phoenix dropping low as well. They're looking for the fight. Rudolph's in the middle, is low in health. Stone Shield's out. It's going to drop here in just a second. Can he get away? He's jumping straight in the path of Doherty. He's not going to be in range. He's still looking to push away from him. Geisman finds the first kill of what could be many. Defender of Olympus coming down. He's in behind enemy lines right now. Can they find the objectives? Doherty, with the help of Crimson, will find the mid lane Phoenix. They're still going to be looking for more here through space. Now they're trying to find these picks wherever they can. Health bars are dropping for both teams, but Moon Baddies are currently down a member. Cirquette. There's still a lot of burst damage despite not having that last breath available. Guys are in the left line. This fight's been kind of scattered, but that health regen off that Titan, Fire Giant buff, is going to add up the longer these fights go on. 2% per, I want to say per second. That might not be correct. Might be 2% every 5 seconds. I'm not sure. But the left Phoenix will fall as well. Team Overkill. You know, back of that last fight, kind of got their hands around the neck of Moon Baddies, and they're looking to just tighten that grip up and close this match out. They have about a minute left on that Fire Giant buff. They can still look for more here. That right lane tower is looking pretty juicy. This fire minions now beginning to swarm down the middle lane as well as the left lane. All they have to do is look to start grouping up. That right tower is pretty much going to be for free for them. That right lane Phoenix as well, they need to look to make their defense somewhere. At this point in the game, the damage coming out of Team Overkill, I don't want to necessarily say they could look to just close out the game and just rush down the Titan as of yet, but it's very close to that point. If it backfired, it could cost them the game. They could throw it away completely. But in a full-on team fight right now, with that Fire Giant buff still up, they could look just to wait out 90 seconds, look for Fire Giant number 2, look to bait it out, do the dance over there. The game is in their favor. They have Fire Minions not 1 but 2 lanes. They're going to have to send back at least 1 person to deal with those, which will essentially set them up big for a huge play at the Fire Giant. They send Apollo over as well. Right now, with the Fire Minions, Apollo's going to have a pretty good time against 1 other person. Even against Hercules, we saw in the mid lane, Sausage was not really able to deal with it, not just able to shut down Doherty. Speaking of Sausage in trouble, looking for that portal, not going to get there. Crimson secures that kill to help with his other allies. Everyone with Panface in on that kill. Right lane tower will fall, and almost nobody looks to defend those things. Such a vulnerable position with the Phoenix exposed here in the right lane. They're looking for this one as well. There's the blink, there's the Fearless Flex, so beating out of that one. Guys aren't getting low, the combo's there. Camel will pick up that kill. Will this be the Fire Giant throw? The buff has fallen off. Doherty finds the kill to answer one back. It's 2 for 1 so far. Moon Baddies have the disadvantage right now. Right lane Phoenix, Doherty looking to finish that one up. That's going to be all objectives removed from the map, except for the Titan for the time being. There's about 2 minutes on respawns for those Phoenix. Fire Giant's about to respawn. The pings are already coming out. Vision on the map is entirely in favor of Team Overkill. You can see that entire side of the jungle right now is wore up. That blue little glowing effect on the mini-map. Right now, Team Overkill, I almost can't even say they really have a lead. I mean, looking at the items right now, approaching 6 items. The gold difference still at this point, it's only about 12,000 gold at 40 minutes in. It's not that huge of a deal. Everyone's level 20. Except for the supports. Supports never get to be level 20. Actives are all built up. The big factor in that last fight was simply the fact that they were kind of spread out. They got picked off beforehand. And that Fire Giant buff adding that little bit of extra damage. Fire Giant has been started. Hyodros is nearby. The steal could be huge. He's going to look for it. Fire Giant's down to 41%. They're delaying the damage as long as possible. They do not want the slow away. There's too space and time. Looking to help out his team. Minimap's apparently screwed up. There we go. I think it's fixed. I don't know. Hyodros not going to be able to steal this one away. Through space and time was there. Unfortunately, reinforcements did not arrive. Team Overkill has second Fire Giant buff of the game across their entire team roster right now. All 3 Phoenixes are currently down. They're doing what they can to force out the minions as far as possible. The problem is going too far from the base could end up in someone getting picked off. We'll see if these guys can mount a defense. It's going to be at the Titan. They have nothing else to defend. This mid lane Phoenix is about to respawn. But to be honest, probably a single auto attack from Doherty could take it straight on back down when it pops up. It's weakened. The health is not going to be there. And with the entire team waiting, they're actually going to wait. They might just look for the fight. There's the Rainfire come down. There's the Fearless as well over the wall. Sausage in the front of this one. They might just go for the Titan. It's taking a lot of damage already. It's dropping. Are they just going to go for the Titan? It looks like what they're doing, 50% on Titan's health. Why wait for objectives? Phoenix is about to respawn. It might not matter. Guys are in the back, getting low. Force of Rose finds Panface. They're already still working on the Titan as the fight continues. Will they have the damage they need? Yes, they will. The Titan will fall. Team Overkill saying we don't even need the fight. We'll go in straight on 4v5 and take the Titan down. 42 minutes, 4 seconds in on the back of a very, very close game until just a few minutes ago. Team Overkill going to be taking game 1 of this best of 3 series in a rather, on the end of a rather spectacular victory. This is another one of these games where going into it, Doherty got off to a bit of a slower start. He didn't run away with it like he did in the previous games we saw Team Overkill. But are we going to see that Apollo ban coming out next game? It's been a pretty big factor in every game we've seen. Team Overkill was a pretty big factor in this game. The question then becomes, is it because it's Apollo? Or is, is Doherty comfortable with on any god, which essentially point your cursor, point and click and shoot and kill things? Would banning Apollo out be worth it? Maybe first pick it. They have the option of taking first pick for themselves next game, but they did lose game 1. We'll see what they look to do, guys. I believe they're all set up and ready to go into game 2. So you guys can get that started, if it hasn't already. GG, well played to both teams. Just one last little thing. Did creep damage 200,000 on Apollo. Almost 6... a ton of objective damage as well. He was shredding those things apart. GG, well played to both teams, guys. We're going to cut to a quick little break. Let me get a glass of water. A little bit parched, and take a quick little minute break before we get on into Game 2. Stick around, guys. Enjoy the music. Hoping Game 2 is going to be yet another great one. So, in retrospect, I probably should have not started the finals immediately. That whole getting a drink, being parched. I'm still sitting here with a very much empty game, but we're on to Game 2. That Game 1, these teams are backwards because, of course, they are. Switch the scores. I believe we're caught up and everything is correct now. Score switch. Score switch. No, wait. Okay, that was my mistake. 1-0. Okay, we're good. No, not pixel. Everything is wrong. Production things all over the place. The production thing should be fixed here in just a second. Go away. Names. Pictures. All right, we're set up. We're clean. Clean slate. Tabula rasa. All that jazz. Game number 2 of the finals for the EGL Conquest Open Cup. I'm Xioden. Moon Baddies is going to be facing off against Team Overkill. They're currently down 1-0. They need to win this game to keep themselves in this. Team Overkill, though, going to be looking to close this game out in a 2-0 sweep. Bans are beginning to come out and underway. Sylvanas, not Sun Wukong, banned out for the first ban. Looking back to the other side, It's going to be Moonbetty's taking Circuit off table this time. It worked reasonably well last time, but towards the end of the game, Circuit was just getting burst down too quickly to actually have a huge overall effect on the fights. Alquan going to be ban number 2. Alquan going to be ban number 2. There we go. And we might have missed the first ban of the match. I'm assuming Nox, but we're going to go forward assuming that I just missed the first ban. No, I didn't miss the first ban. Second ban not coming through, possibly? Not entirely sure. Apollo going to be first pick, nevertheless. Production things, we don't actually have a no ban box, which might be a thing to do going forward. Thor going to be insta-locked in, as well as Nox. A little bit of an interesting one. She didn't get banned. She made it through. She got picked up. There's all sorts of weird, crazy swapping going on between Athena and Artemis. Given the fact that every game tonight, Jacob has in fact played Athena, I would imagine that's correct, but Artemis is now being hovered over for the other god. They swapped it over to Yanis and to Isis, to Kukulkan, to I can't keep up with these hovers, so we're just going to let it keep cycling through because that's essentially what they're doing. Agni sounds more reasonable. Panface played him a whole bunch tonight. Athena's going to get locked in. As well as Agni. It's going to round out the first round of picking for Team Overkill. It's back to the other side. Huge R's to pick one for Moonbaddies to round out their first phase of picking. They have a mid or solo laner. They have their jungler. What are they going to look for their end of phase 1? If they don't pick up that Geb might get banned out going into phase 2 of banning. They're hovering over it right now and going to lock it in. So they're going to have that secured. What are they going to look for? Moonbaddies didn't actually ban 2 gods previously, as far as we can tell. Might just be a spectator thing being wonky. The servers have been acting up tonight. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Who knows? It's down to banning. What are they going to go for? Probably not an AD carry. Probably not a support. Probably not a mid laner. They're going to ban a jungler. They're going to ban a solo laner. Osiris on Xioden has been working very well tonight. Timer is ticking down right now. 2-1. Assume that timer was correct. They snuck in Nemesis right at the last second. Crimson played Nemesis quite a few times earlier on tonight. Looking at the other side, they're going to be banning out. They could look to ban out the Rom. Rom's available. Again, they need a solo laner. Hercules has been played a lot tonight. Sausage picked it up last game. It was not necessarily unstoppable. They won the game in the end, but he was pretty difficult to stop. So you have to look for a timer is once again ticking down. The baiting is coming out. It's actually going to be on her, banned out, wanting to force them onto possibly the Rom. Was that the case last game? That might have been the case last game as well. We saw an on her ban at some point earlier on tonight. I'm not entirely sure when. Memory of a goldfish and all. I don't remember these things anymore. So as we move on to the final bit of picking for this match, what exactly are they going to go for? It looks like they're going for Ull. We saw Ull in semifinals, I believe. Freya locked in instantly as it went back to the other side. They're going to be running Freya in the jungle, more likely than not. I don't expect solo lane Freya. I've seen it once or twice. I'm not a fan of it personally. It can work, but it's not the strongest thing in the world. Osiris getting picked up as well. Could go either way with either one of those gods. I expect the Freya jungle to come out. They're hovering over Kronos for the final pick of this matchup. Moonbaddies looking for a ton of magical damage, looking for a ton of physical damage. Kronos will be locked in. Since his buff a couple weeks back to phase 2 of his Wheel of Time, his early game laning phase has improved big time. He's no longer reliant on essentially just auto-attacking everything. Use Wheel of Accelerate once on phase 2. You can follow up with a time stop and a time rift for free, and essentially use 3 of your 4 abilities for the cost of 1. His wave clear just shot up. It's so much more effective now, and it actually sort of makes him not be terrible for the first 10 minutes of the game. That said, Crimson's going to be in the jungle as Freya. Geysorn once again on as a solo lane Osiris. Going up against Kronos being played by Sozaj. We'll see how that pans out. There's a lot of poke going back and forth to each side. But Osiris could potentially be a little tankier. Start with that Emerald Talisman and look to kind of ruin Sausage's day over there. We'll see how this all pans out, guys. I want to go get that glass of water. Now that the anti-ghost timer is ticking down, I have an opportunity to go do so. So I'm going to go do that. I'll be back here in just about 3 minutes with the game. It's... Oh, wait, spectating in 13 seconds. Are we behind? Either way, I really need to get a glass of water going into game 2, guys. So we're going to, even if the game comes up right now, we're going to cut to a quick little 2-minute break, and we'll be back in, well, just about 2 minutes. So stick around, enjoy the music, and keep your fingers crossed that this game is as good as the last one. Alright guys, we're on to game number 2 of this best of 3 series for the final of the EGL Smite Conquest Open Cup. If this game is anything like game 1, it's going to be a crazy, close, awesome game. Or hell, personally, I don't mind a bloodbath either, to be honest. They're crazy. As long as it's killing left, right, and center, I get excited, get hyped, and all that stuff. It will be a good one. However, moment though is these guys are kind of roaming on this left side of the jungle. Let's run through these team rosters. Team Overkill, left side, respect to what I wear. In the blue trunks, defending the Titan of Order. We do have Jacob HL once again on Athena. Doherty 98 once again on Apollo. Panface on Apollo, or on Agni again. Geyser on Osiris. And the only change in their lineup is the jungle Freya. For Moon Baddies, right side, wearing the red trunks, defending that Titan of Chaos. We have huge R's. 1-11-0 because numbers are hard. Playing the support Gab, Falixo on the 80 carry Ul, Camel in the mid lane as Nox, and finally Sozaj in the soul lane as Kronos this time, and finally Rudos in the jungle as Thor. Lots of pings coming out early. There's a 3-man grouping on this right-hand side of the map. A bit of a different start. They have vision of this one. There's some little sneaky early game shenanigans possibly coming on. Maybe they just want to avoid an early game steal. What are they going for on the back of this one? This is an unusual start, to say the least. Camel tagging up on that. The Lemuel's left Harpy is kind of sit for the time being. This is a little bit interesting. Back Harpy started as well by the left-hand dual lane by Team Overkill. They're well aware of the fact these Harpies are sitting there, and they're going for this quick clear. Hand of the Gods coming down. That's double Harpy cams going the way of Team Overkill. They have themselves an early game advantage in the mid lane, not going to the solo lane either. This is a very, very odd start here coming out. This is actually similar to what we're going to be seeing going forward in the future, guys, with Season 2 starting out. No mid Harpies starting initially in the beginning of the map. They don't spawn for a little while. It's a bit of a delay. So we see more even starts because of it. So maybe prepping themselves up for the games to come up here. You know, well, not Thursday. Thursday's Joust, not Conquest. For Friday, for the new Conquest tournament with the new map. This is they're just everywhere. Freya's now over on the right-hand side of the map, getting guys on his mana buff. This is very, very unusual. A bit of rotation coming out left side as well. They're looking for the speed buff. Will they be able to secure it? They're aware of the steal opportunity coming in right here. The rotation's coming out of red. They do not want this to happen. Rudolph's looking for Panface. Path of Flames is available here in just a moment to get out. We might have the first real fight of the game coming out right here. Nox dropping down the harass. The buff has been stolen away. Will they look for the fight right now? That's going to be the question. Damage coming out all over the place. Doherty was not a part of this one, though. They're not going to look for anything right now. Speed buff is down out of the hands of Freya. Did she start something else? No, she did not. Damage buff still available. That will most likely go to mid lane. Crimson in spot trouble right now. Banish will be popped. There's a Nightfall Raven. There's a Siphon Darkness. A lot of damage. Majora's a 2-man double tap across the wall. Rudolph's going to be secure on first blood for Moon Baddies. Crazy, crazy starts. Now Freya's going to be that much further behind. She has to, wait on that respawn time or wait to get back to the map. She has some back Harpy. She has that damage camp on the right-hand side of the map, but it's going to be a rough one for sure. Freya is a pretty fast jungler. She's a pretty strong jungler, but relies heavily on her teammates to set her up for a gank. I mean, look at the hard crowd control numbers on this game as well. There's really not a whole lot. They have the banish, they have the stun off of Agni, and they have the taunt off of Jacob. Other than that, it's sort of the knock-up from Apollos across the skies, and they don't have much else to rely on, really. The other side, though, Moon Baddies has the Shockwave, the Cataclysm, the stun from Ul. Camel has the silence. Camel has the stun off the end of Night Terrors. Has the damage reflect from Night Terrors that essentially makes people not want to use abilities. They have the time stop on Sozaj, and they have the time rift, Tectonic Rift, and across the Tectonic Rift and Anvil of Dawn on Thor. Ability names are hard, like the math. They're not related in the slice bit, but they're still hard like each other. Keep an eye over the soul lane. I was curious how this lane would pay out. Sausage has a heal as well off phase 1 of the wheel time. It's not, it's not a mitigate wounds, but it'll help keep him healthy a little bit. He has a lot of poke as well with his time rift. I'm a little surprised Osiris is actually forced back early. He's rushing for that Ancile, Ankile. The little shieldy thing that gives cooldown reduction off stacks. The thing he has down at the bottom of the screen, that one item that Osiris has, we're mousing over it right now. The thing I can't say right evidently, Night Terrors comes out, will miss. That one will be down now for a little bit of damage on the Crimson. Might fall once again. They're trying to shut down the jungle of Team Overkill early. And going to be forced off this right side Harpy camp. They're grouping up. Huge Rush is there for the left side. Will he be able to steal this one? The Hand of Gods came down. That's both Harpy camps going to Moon Baddies. They want to get themselves off to an early game lead this game and not lose it in the slightest. Freya just now hitting level 5. Could look to assist in the team fight. There's the Emerald Dawn. Found Jacob looking for Panface on the back of this one. Out of mana. No Path of Flames coming out here. Still on cooldown too. Path of Flames available. No mana to use it. Rudos gets another kill in the bag. They're looking for Crimson. He's trying to run for his life. Banished. Enough mana? No, he does not. It's also on cooldown, which doesn't help things out. Berserker Barrage not going to find a connection, but Camel with the Siphoning Darkness gets a kill. There's a kill coming out. Who answered one back? Thor did fall. Doherty's looking for Camel. Can he find his kill? Definitive is coming. There's the moves forward. Serenade going to come up here in a second as well. Trying to lock her down. Stilettos to the face. Jacob picking up a kill. Was Freya. With the help of that tower, I believe, got the tick onto Thor when he was trying with that Berserker Barrage to secure the kill. Didn't work out too well, but overall, 2 for 3 so far in this match. Moon Baddies have themselves a small gold lead with that first blood as well in the bank. This has left Flex, so the split push on this left lane is a wave and a half of minions going to be lost to the tower right now. Doherty is actually behind. The first time tonight we've seen him in this position. We'll see how he plays from that one. How far off of that Transcendence is Ull? Not that much. I want to say it's 1850. It sounds wrong. 2250. I'm going to go with 2250 to finish off the Transcendence from the Morningstar. Right side, mana buff's been picked up. A little bit of roaming drew the left side of this jungle. Crimson needs to find an opportunity to get some kills back, get some camps stolen back away. I need to avoid having their speed buff stolen a second time in this game. Banish will have missed. Yeah, I said to an extent that Crimson is going to rely heavily on his teammates to set up ganks for him. He doesn't really have a lot of crowd control. He has the Banish, he has the slow off the pulse. So it's like, I'm not sure what I was talking about a little earlier. Got myself confused. Like, hey, Freya, damage. She's an 80 carry god thing. There's a pulse coming down, looking for the slows, looking for some damage. Not really going to find a lot. One of the things Freya's typically look for is that haste and fatale. Surrender vote coming out. Might have been a little bit of a fat finger. Fingers crossed it's a little bit of a fat finger. No one got killed, so hopefully that's the case. I'm hoping nobody has to go to bed. That would be a very anticlimactic conclusion to this series. Like, oh yeah, it's past Rudos' bedtime. He got cranky. Mom made him go to bed or something. So, the surrender vote went through. The Freya pick didn't seem to be working too well. Don't tell me bedtime is seriously the reason here. Aw, that is the worst way to end this series on the back of that absolutely epic game. Terrible. Terrible, terrible, guys. Just terrible. On the back of an absolutely stunning, close, epic game 1, they drew it out too long. It's bedtime. I said that half jokingly. It's like, oh yeah, someone's like, getting sent to bed. Someone said something about Rudos being cranky earlier in chat, so I ran with that. Apparently, people in your school. Who needs school? Seriously, I know they say stay in school, kids. Seriously, Smite is life. Why are you guys leaving the tournament? GG, well played to both teams. It was an absolutely epic game. It's too bad, you know, it is getting late. It's past midnight for a lot of people over there. It is unfortunately a Tuesday. I hope you guys are at least going to make up for it and come back on Friday and play when it's a Friday night and you can stay up like insanely late. You better be now. I was all hyped, ready to go into game 2, do all the analysis of the games and the team fights and all that stuff. So I've picked up the Do More, but I didn't even spot that out yet. Didn't have time to get excited about that. Terrible. Terrible, terrible. Either way, guys, unless they're pulling in a sub, I don't know if they've actually thrown a towel and forfeit for game number 3 quite yet. We had such sub. Xioden is calling for a fill-in. I don't know if they have technically officially forfeit yet. Currently, the tournament the best of 3 stands at 1-1. No, Xioden, okay, we're talking about chat right now. Xioden said he'd fill in. We got remake. We're going back to this game 3, guys, coming up here in just a moment, maybe. There's the official word. Forfeit's coming out, guys. Unfortunately, that's going to wrap up things for tonight. It was a great game. It was looking to be an interesting one going into this as well. A bit of different team composition coming out of both teams. We finally, both teams, we finally saw Nox not get banned out and not just get left in the dust to stand there like wondering why the hell she didn't get picked. One season Nox get played twice tonight. Didn't get picked, didn't get banned. Crazy, crazy stuff. GG well played to both teams. One of the best games in that was that game 1 game tonight. Unfortunately, towel was thrown in early. I'm disappointed. You guys better show up back on Friday. We can maybe see you guys back in the finals for a rematch of that one. Nevertheless, guys, GG well played to both teams. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. Thank you guys, the viewers, very much for sticking around as well. There's some server issues that cropped up a few times tonight. That damn stasis mode is a patch tomorrow. And if it doesn't break everything, hopefully it will fix some things. Like the mouse randomly disappearing back during the semifinals. That was an interesting game to cast. Although it was kind of fun, like just panning the camera across the entire map to move around things. It was interesting. But nevertheless, guys, thank you very much to Albuita for doing all that backroom admin stuff so I don't have to. Thank you for the players coming out and playing. We have the Joust tournament coming up on Thursday. Practice up. New patches tomorrow, guys. Tons of changes. New map for Conquest. Say bye to the old one. It's pretty. It looks awesome. Some of the changes are great. New meta coming out. Some crazy, crazy stuff. I still have some brushing up to do. We'll see how this all comes out and how this all goes. That'll be Friday, though, for Conquest. Joust, the buffs are changing, interestingly, so we'll see how that plays out. Not too many changes overall, but we'll see what happens with that. New items could be interesting. Maybe some new gods coming out showing strong. We'll see you guys have set up. Thursday's Joust, Friday's Conquest for amateur teams. Monday will be the Open Siege Cup, and then Tuesday, once again, will be another Smite Conquest Open Cup. Thank you guys very much for watching. Unfortunately, guys, Doherty has to go to school tomorrow. Apparently, education, the education is more important than Smite. It's absolutely terrible. 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 School. Seriously. Worst excuse since blaming the servers. Either way, guys, I do apologize. That's going to wrap things up for tonight. Hopefully see you guys back here on Thursday for the Joust tournament. If not, well, hope you enjoyed tonight's. For the EGL, I'm Xioden. Have a great night.